Hey, how's it going? My name's Harry Pereira. I'm out here in Sri Lanka at the moment. I've just taken up BJJ, which is great, except for the fact that the highest ranked belt out here is a four-stripe white belt. So a lot of the stuff that we're learning, a lot of stuff that we're doing is kind of trial and error by copying stuff off YouTube, which isn't the best way to learn, but it's all we have. And we're trying to be quite meticulous with how we pursue technique because we understand technique's really important. But sometimes without a proper instructor, it's really hard to know what to look out for in terms of mistakes. So the next video, or the next things that you're about to see, are what I've been working on this week. So this week I've been working on side control escapes. There's about 4 or 5 variations that I've been working on. And I just wanted to put together a video for you guys to check my technique, because obviously as a guy who's only been doing BJJ for a couple of months, I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. There are a few pointers in there, or kind of points where I know that I'm not doing something quite right, but I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. So I just basically really appreciate any kind of feedback, any kind of advice, as long as it's constructive, obviously. Just don't say, oh, you're doing it wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can do it correctly. And I also will leave links to the videos of the techniques that I've been trying to copy. And a couple of the techniques came from what I refer to as the Roy Dean app in the video. What I meant by that is the Roy Dean No-Gi Fundamentals app. It's a really good app well, I think it was a DVD set first. So if you're a beginner, I guess you should check that out, but you probably already knew that. So yeah, I'd really appreciate any kind of feedback, any kind of advice, and yeah. So this is the first escape that I've been working on. It's the frame escape by Firas Zahabi. I think I'm doing it correctly. The only thing I'm not sure about is my hip escape. He kind of says that you have to hip escape down and across at a 45-degree angle. And I've been finding that quite tricky, especially as he says that you have to keep one leg up to prevent the quick mount. Making that hip movement with just one foot has been a bit tricky. So you can, yeah, I'm here, I'm trying to get that movement. I can get across, but getting down and across, I think I need to push up with my arms at the same time. That's the only way I can kind of get that movement. Here's the prayer escape. It's very similar to the frame escape, except he's gone a little bit closer, and the movement's essentially just the same, but I wanted to practice it from my opponent being closer. It's much tighter, and when you come back for the armbar is also much tighter as well. But obviously we're not looking to actually finish the armbar. Supposedly, I don't know, that's what he says in the video. If you finish it, you finish it. If you don't, it's just a way to threaten him so that he can move back. But I think I'm getting the hip escape correct. That's the only thing I really need help with there. This is the bridge, shrimp, and regard. I think I'm doing this correctly. The one thing I'm not sure about is here. What do I do with my hands here? Do I control his head? I sometimes forget to do that second hip escape to get my right foot, which is trapped, out. And I haven't really done a lot of this. I haven't really used this escape a lot in rolling either. So I think I'm doing this right. You bridge, shrimp, shoot back in, pull his arm out, and then hip escape again to get your own leg out. And then I pull his arm out there. And see, I didn't really hip escape as much as I should have done there. So yeah, that's the second escape. Then this is the escape to knees, which we had so many problems with. So I think I'm doing this right now, but I still end up in random places. Sometimes I end up kind of behind him. Sometimes I end up next to him. So I think it's a bridge, it's a shrimp. Then you get the underhook. And here, I'm not sure whether I'm switching my hips correctly. I don't know where I'm supposed to end up exactly. In different videos by different people, I've seen it in different ways. I'm definitely not as smooth as Roy Dean is in his video on the app that I've been trying to copy this from. Also, just to know, I'm not really trying to finish this guard pass because I need to really go over my guard passing again before I kind of try any of that stuff out. But yeah, this is the one I really need help with. I get to here and then my hips switch, and whereabouts am I putting, whereabouts am I trying to shoot my arms in order to kind of get that bottom leg. And this is what I think is called a spin out. I'm not really sure. Again, I kind of end up in random places depending on loads of different factors, how much pressure he's putting into me and how much I spun. In this variation, because I'm going to show 2 variations, I'm using more of my, I'm kind of just turning on the small of my back, on my hips or on my arse, I guess, instead of using my legs to walk around. So I'm basically just trapping that arm that should be across my neck, and you'll see that here. Bridging in, getting the other arm across onto his hip, and then spinning round kind of like to a top headlock control, I guess. I don't know, it depends. Here's the variation that I kind of played around with, where I kind of walk around instead of spinning on my hips. I'm not sure if this is better or worse. I don't know if I've got more control doing it this way. I just wanted to try it just to see if that was what I should be working on. So guys, please let me know if this is a better way. I think it's a better way of doing it. I feel like when I spin, it's really 50-50 or just complete chance as to where I'm going to end up sometimes. Whereas with this one, I think that I'm going to end up in a better position or a more controlled position. I definitely end up with my legs wider than I do with the spinny version. Well, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe I just need more practice. And I think I tried this one more time. Trap the arm. Bridge in. Get that under there. And then get on top. So I think, yeah, I think that's pretty much... Okay, no, apparently not. Apparently I want to have another go at that. Bridge in, under, spin out. Okay, maybe not spin out either. I'll just wait for me to do whatever I'm doing. Yeah, that. And then having a chit chat.